Why should you spend hours coming up with a domain name? Because the domain name is the foundation to all the marketing you will ever do for your website. So no matter what form or medium of marketing you do, you will always be funneling people to your domain name. So if you're on radio, your domain name should be able to be heard clear and concisely. If you're doing print, it should be memorable and stand out. And beyond, in both of those mediums, it should be easy to remember and convey your brand and your message well. You want it to say the right thing for your company. And it doesn't always have to be powerful, it doesn't always have to be slick, it doesn't always have to be geeky, and it doesn't always have to be a generic keyword term. You have to figure out what's right for you. I recommend domain names that include keyword terms because they help you rank in the search engines. Now, this is not to be confused with exact match domain names about 5 years ago. Exact match domain names used to rank beautifully in Google. If you had the .com, .net, .org, you would show up in Google if someone searched for that term. Let's take an example here. Let's bettingsheets.com. If your company was bettingsheets.com, you can pretty much bet that you were going to be in the top 3 spots for Google because you owned that exact match domain name. That's not how it works anymore, but keywords in a domain can still give you a boost in your search engine results. So you want to think about branding under keyword domain, but it's not a necessity. You can brand under a complete brandable domain and be successful. But the most important thing overall here is just to think about it, consider it. Why should I go with X as my domain name and spend hours on it? Far too many people start a website on a whim and it ends up becoming big, and there's like, oh, I wish I would have got a good domain name to start off with. It would have been, my marketing dollars would have gone that much further. I would have caught on that much easier had I had a better domain name. An example of this, I read an interview with someone who owned a hyphen domain name, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but he had a hyphen domain, and he said it was a pain in the ass because every time he had to say that domain name, he had to add in the hyphen, and it just became, it became jumbled. It's not that we can't understand it, it's that it's not understandable right away. You have to explain word-word.com, and that just takes away from your marketing. That takes away from the catchability. So think of all these things when you're coming up with a domain name, and spend time on it. This is your company, this is your business, this is what you're going to be investing in. Your domain name is very important. It's the foundation, it's the start to all of your marketing.